join me for Pledge of Allegiance. Being as though it's our first board meeting of this new calendar year, we'll proceed with the election of officers.
I make a motion to nominate Nicole Green for president.
I will second the motion.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Do you want to do?
Oh, okay. I move that the nomination cease and Nicole be elected president on a unanimous ballot.
Thank you.
Second that.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Motion carries. For vice president, I nominate Mike Edmond to serve as vice president.
Second.
And I will move that nomination cease and Mike be elected vice president on a unanimous ballot.
I'll second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second for the election of Mike Edmond as vice president on the unanimous ballot. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. For clerk,
I'll make a motion to nominate Mari Myron for clerk.
I move that nominations cease and Mari be elected clerk on a unanimous ballot.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second for Mari Myron to be elected clerk on a unanimous ballot. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. For treasurer, I nominate Jen Harris to serve as treasurer. So everything as far as board leadership is remaining the same as it has this past year. And now we have before us the minutes from our December 9th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the December 9th school board meeting minutes.
I'll second it.
Thank you. We have a motion by Jen, second by Mari, to approve the December 9th school board meeting minutes. Any discussion or changes? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We have before us a green agenda. If there's no suggested changes to that agenda, I move that it be approved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, we are moving on to our celebrations and school community reports. We have with us this evening Angie Simmering to discuss the Minnesota Honor Society. And it looks like we also have our own school board rep, Emma Papras here.
I think this got turned on, yes. Okay. Good evening, I'm Angie Simmering, a teacher at Fairmont High School and the advisor of the Minnesota Honor Society. I want to share tonight with you the history of the Minnesota Honor Society at Fairmont High School and the work happening today to strengthen the program. In our past, Fairmont High School once had a National Honor Society. At some point, I don't know when, that program ended, and then in the fall of 2017, the school attempted to reinstate it. By October of 2018, Rex Harness and Molly Blees stepped in as co-advisors and officially initiated 34 students. Even at that time, the program operated as Minnesota Honor Society, not National Honor Society. In the fall of 2022, Brian Willie became the chapter advisor. In the spring of that year, he initiated 39 students, and during that time, the chapter was still referred to as National Honor Society, though that later proved inaccurate. In the spring and the fall of 2024, Mr. Brusky began looking for a new advisor, and he knew that I valued student achievement and maintain a GPA of 3.2 or higher and demonstrate leadership qualities, show good character, and complete service hours through self-selected service projects. The 4 pillars of the Honor Society are scholarship, service, leadership, and character. So during my first year, I met with the current members to guide their individual service projects, and then I monitored their GPAs to ensure eligibility. The work was difficult at times because some students lost membership due to grades. While reviewing eligibility rules, I discovered that our chapter bylaws were 7 years old and overdue for a revision. This was a turning point. In February, I organized the application process for new members and held meetings for their students and their parents. I consulted with other schools who had honor programs, and then as part of the selection process, I formed a faculty council and worked to keep the applications anonymous. 5 faculty members reviewed the essays, the GPAs, and the discipline data. In their application essays, students addressed the 4 pillars, again, which are scholarship, leadership, service, and character. As a faculty council reviewed the applications, we agreed that character required a strong behavior record, especially in those grades of 10, 11, and 12. The criteria did keep some students from being accepted into the Honor Society at that time. Leadership and service required past involvement or clear intent, and students were writing about that in their essays. So in my first year, last spring, we received 27 applications and selected 21 members, or students, to join membership. So while planning the induction ceremony and the senior recognition event, I discovered that Fairmont High School had not paid their National Honor Society dues in about 7 years. So with further research, we learned we were not actually a National Honor Society chapter. We hadn't been, but we were a Minnesota Honor Society chapter. So this discovery came at a critical time because we had seniors who were applying for colleges and applying for scholarships and using NHS on these applications. So I worked closely with administration to address this honestly. The decision was made to formally continue as a Minnesota Honor Society chapter. It offers us local conferences that our students would be more likely to attend. It offers us state-level scholarships, and then we only compete with students in our own state. So I communicated this with families and students and colleges, and at this point some students chose to leave the program. Some parents expressed frustration, but transparency guided my every step. So now that I'm in my second year, we've focused on rebuilding. As a group, we've updated and approved the chapter bylaws. I scheduled 6 required membership meetings where students are expected to attend at least half in order to stay in the program. And we elected student officers for the first time. Our officers this year are Catherine Zalea as president, Leon Yang as vice president, Allison Strait as secretary, and Emma Brockris as treasurer. We've also fulfilled a long-standing bylaw requirement for our group service project. This year, our students supported a local family through the Best Christmas Ever program, and in a moment, Emma's going to speak on that a little bit. And then individual service expectations changed as well. Projects now require true volunteerism with no compensation, awards, or credit as an outcome. Students submit plans in advance, receive approval, they document their work, they log their hours. Members must complete 24 service hours, although many exceed that goal. Some students have contributed over 100 hours. Community supervisors have reached out to me, and I've reached out to them as well, and they praise our students for the work that they do, and that just makes me so proud of our kids. At our meetings, I've invited community members as guest speakers to present volunteer opportunities, and I've arranged for some of our own students to speak at the meetings to their peers to showcase a variety of service projects that they've done. Students take pictures, or they have pictures taken of them, and those are just great to see because it really shows how our students are truly out there making a difference in the lives of some others. So serving as advisor has been meaningful work for me. I stepped away from other leadership roles this year just to focus on the Honor Society. Working with our student officers has been a highlight because they are really great leaders. And the communication for the membership runs through my Google Classroom, and then the students have a self-managed social media platform. So I'm proud of the direction that this program is heading. Currently, scholarship applications are open and have been shared with students, and preparations for new applicants are beginning in February with an induction ceremony and a senior recognition event to follow in April. So we have students, we had students lined up to come, and then they have other activities and commitments. So Emma agreed to speak a little bit on the group service project and some individual service project information. So.
This year, the Minnesota Honor Society completed a group service project through Best Christmas Ever program. We were contacted in October by a lady in the program looking for a captain and a team to bless a family from Fairmont. They had found a local sponsor in Sterling Pharmacy who donated $5,000, but they needed a volunteer team to organize the event that would support this cause. We consulted with Mr. Frusky to see if we could do this event, and with approval, we began the work. During November, we read the family nominations and selected the family to bless. We contacted the nominator and learned about the family's hardship and needs. Then, in early December, we organized wish lists, made posters, made announcements, and made plans for the wrapping party and the drop day. The 4 Honor Society officers and our advisor also traveled to the cities to shop at an event at Shields, where we were given $600 to purchase Christmas gifts for this family we had selected. It was a lot of fun and a great experience when we finally surprised this local family with gifts and money from the sponsors. They were so surprised and happy and grateful. We believe this project truly gave that family the best Christmas ever. This project required a great deal of planning and leadership from our officers. While we are proud of the impact, we have already discussed future goals. Next year, we hope to choose a group service project that allows even more members to participate throughout the process. And like we talked about, every member is responsible for at least 24 service hours throughout the year. So some of the individual service projects that students have completed include 7th grade orientation, apple pie bakes, basketball camps, blood drives, volunteering here at the elementary school during Cardinal Days, Celebrate Me Week camp counselors, CER coaching for soccer, football camps, Christmas tree lot setups, clothing drives, volleyball camps, Fellowship of Christian Athletes camp counselors, Heaven's Table, Mayo Clinic, Humane Society, Taekwondo volunteer instructor, 4-H food stand at the fair, and many more. These different service projects show students serving children, families, schools, churches, and local organizations. Some projects last a single day, others span weeks or months. Each one reflects care, responsibility, and commitment. Through individual service projects, our students turn values into action. They make a real difference in Fairmont and beyond.
Any questions for Emma or myself?
You answered my question. I was going to ask what kind of service projects you do, so very awesome.
I took the list of everything that students submitted, and there were 49 different experiences with probably even more to come. So it's been really cool to see. And the students have done a great job of having people take pictures and send those to me. So not that I need proof, just I want to see what they're doing, and it's really cool to see.
That list is impressive, and it's fun to see through your words, Emma, the joy that I'm sure that these students feel serving and helping other people. And thank you, Ms. Simmering, for taking on this project. It sounds like it has some great attention from you and some great projects and some great stewardship over our students, and as they begin this journey. And when they start with service here and now, it doesn't stop. It seems like those that learn to serve young continue to serve for their lives. So I appreciate your dedication.
I have a student who's a senior, and she has well surpassed her 24 hours. She's in the hundreds right now. And an opportunity popped up last week from Make-A-Wish Foundation. And the challenge with that was they have to be 18 years old, they have to be an adult to participate because there's some criteria involved there. And she came to me and said, I turn 18 on Sunday and I want to do this. I said, your hours are done. Nope, this is important to me and I'm going to do this and I'm going to carry this on beyond high school.
That's really neat.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, and thank you for sharing with us tonight. We'll now move on to our superintendent's report and calendar. Superintendent Tradow.
Thanks, Nicole. In front of you, you have a copy of some information in the report. As always, I report on our current enrollment trends as we come back here in our second full week from our winter break. Our current enrollment is 1,684 students, this is down 15 students from our initial enrollment run with the state report in October. I neglected to do or add the calculation, but our student enrollment range has been 15 students, so well within the range we've seen in the last few years. Overall, our enrollment is down, and a variety of factors contributing to that. Some buildings and grounds updates. Tyler Garrison, our Director of Buildings and Grounds, and I met last week to go over a list of things, including follow-up from our fire marshal visit. Very good report there with only a few minor things to repair. They did a lot of work over our holiday break with students and staff, mostly out of the building, and were able to get caught up on several things. One of the things we're working on district-wide is the state initiated a requirement for all school districts to have a cardiac emergency response plan in place by the end of this school year, so that's in process to formalize that. We have a lot of responsive procedures in place, but are going to pull that all together in one piece. And then we were also able to meet with the retirement of Mark Borchert this past fall. We had some changes in the structure of our custodial maintenance team, so we were able to meet with our lead custodian and the second in command at each building, as well as maintenance personnel, to review how that's going with our transition 3 months in. One thing to note, we're in the beginning phases of our Skyward transition update. Our student information system Skyward will transition to their new platform called Cumulative. That rollover will take place this June. A lot of the same features with a new interface that families and students and teachers will notice. So we're in the process of making sure office staff is trained right now. That will transition into other staff throughout the district with a full rollout by the time everyone comes back to school for the 26-27 school year. Lastly, I just wanted to provide an update on our referendum from this fall as we continue to reflect on those processes and procedures. We've continued to get some really good questions, and we've had meetings in the district office with some constituents to provide them the information that they need. One of the points of confusion that we've gotten is related to our district levy that was approved at our last board meeting last month, following the vote that was not successful. So in the spring of 2025, the legislative session, our legislators approved the ability for you as a school board to add roofing projects to our health and safety, to your health and safety levy authority. And then in July, you as a board approved roofing, HVAC, and fire sprinkler projects to go to the Minnesota Department of Education for review and comment. And then following that, our preliminary levy was communicated in September, and then you voted upon it in December. And some of the confusion came with a vote that was unsuccessful, followed by the certification of an increased levy number. So while they were related to doing work on our buildings, they were separate in their scope, where as a school board you do have authority to levy for the health and safety projects, and the things we had to go ask the voters for support on were separate. So as questions have continued to come in, we continue to answer them, and I just want to make sure anyone listening in or following knows that if there are continuing questions that persist, please reach out to the district office. We've set up several individual meetings to make sure our constituents and supporters of our district get the responses that they need. But as a board and the collective body, will continue to assess our needs and what our next steps are for potential for a future voter-approved referendum moving forward. With that concludes my report, and our next school board meeting will be right here again in 2 weeks on January 27th.
Great, thank you. Any questions for Superintendent Treya? All right, we will move on to our financial business. We have donations, which is Appendix A.
All right, we've got several donation grants to go through, so we'll go through those. Therefore, be it resolved, the Fairmont Area School Board of Education gratefully accepts the following donations or grants. an anonymous donor, $45, a Fairmont FFA Feed the Farmers event. Girl Scouts, $200, physical education instructor archery class. Marilyn Malliot, $25, FHS advisory group. And the Fairmont Cardinal Booster Club, $19,909.80. And the attached list on the back on Appendix A goes through where all of those amounts are being distributed to. So I'll make a motion to approve those.
I'll second it. Thank you. We have a motion by Jen, a second by Shayna. Any discussion? Just, I'd like to say once again, thank you so much for all the support from our community, from our boosters, from individuals. It's wonderful to see how supportive everyone is of our schools and our students. So thank you very much. Any other discussion? All right, then we will take it for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Oh, I'm sorry, it has to be roll call. That's right. It's a resolution. Jen? Aye. Chair votes aye. Laurie? Aye. Shayna? Aye. Thank you, motion carries. All right, we will move on to our financial business. Jessica?
Yeah, so you have a couple of reports in front of you, nothing out of the ordinary on those. For the detailed payment register for bills that we're paying tonight, just wanted to note it, that in January is when our bond payments are due. So this is about $2.3 million that you'll see is two others on your listing. So that is a large payment that we only see the one time a year. So just wanted to point that out. Otherwise, everything else is just normal bills as usual.
Thank you, Jessica.
All right, so with that, I'll make a motion to approve the wire transfers for 12/4/25 to 1/7/26, the December 2nd, 2025 single check, and the payment of the December 19th, 25, and January 13th, 26 bills.
I'll second it.
Thank you. We have a motion by Jen, second by Shayna, to approve the bills as noted. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We have no old business, so we'll move on to new business. And once again, because it's a new calendar year, we need to confirm and make our school board committee assignments. And they are staying the same as they were last year. I'll just go through them and then make the motion to approve them. For board governance, Nicole Green, President, Mike Edmund, Vice President, Staff Welfare, Mike Edmund, Nicole Green, Mari Myron, Operations Committee, Nicole Green, Dan Brookins, Mike Edmund, Curriculum Policy, Nicole Green, Shayna Wolf, Jen Harris, Activities Council, Dan Brookins, Legislative Rep, Mike Edmund, Continuing Education, Jen Harris, CER, Mari Myron, District MTSS, Nicole Green, that's replacing SDCC, and Spec, Mike Edmund. That I make a motion to approve the committee assignments as stated.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by myself, second by Jen. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you, motion carries. And we'll move on to the item B, 2026 IRS mileage rates. And you had some,
I can do it.
okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2026 IRS mileage rate from 70 cents per mile for business miles driven to 72.5 cents per mile for business miles driven, effective January 1, 2026.
I'll second it.
Thank you. I have a motion by Jen, second by Mari, to approve the 2026 IRS mileage rates for our district. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. We have our Fairmont Elementary Spring Evening Conference schedule change. Jen?
The Fairmont Elementary evening conferences are proposed to be moved from Wednesday, April 1st, 26 to Tuesday, March 31st, 26 in order to avoid potential Wednesday evening conflicts and considering the scheduling of conferences immediately following a Cardinal Day. So I'll make a motion to approve the school calendar to reschedule the Fairmont Elementary evening spring conferences from Wednesday, April 1 to Tuesday, March 31st.
Thank you. We have a motion by Jen, second by Mari, to change the elementary spring evening conferences from Wednesday, April 1st to Tuesday, March 31st, 2026. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, motion carries. We have a roofing improvement project bid. Barney, NXP?
Bids were received for a roofing improvement project were from Schweikert's Teca America LLC, Mankato, Granite City Roofing, Inc., Sock Rapids, Minnesota, McDowell Company, Wake Park, Minnesota. After the bids were reviewed, the lowest bidder was Schweikert's Teca America LLC. And with that, I will make a motion to approve the contract with Schweikert's Teca America LLC, Mankato, for the Fairmont Elementary and Fairmont Junior Senior High School 2026 roofing improvements with a total bid amount of $602,570. That was the lowest bid that was received.
I'll second it.
Thank you. I have a motion by Mari, second by Shayna, to approve the roofing bid in the amount of $602,570 to Schweikert's Teca America LLC. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Thank you, motion carries. Personnel, item A, employment.
Principal Rosen has recommended that Hilda Rubio be hired as an elementary paraprofessional, step 1, effective December 15th, 2025. With that, I'll make a motion to approve Hilda Rubio as an elementary paraprofessional, step 1, effective 12/15/2025.
I'll second.
Thank you. We have a motion by Mari, second by Jen. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And we also have a retirement. Shayna?
Lee Stewart will be entering into a phased retirement effective February 1st, 2026. Lee has worked for Fairmont Area Schools since 1981 for a total of 45 years. I make a motion to approve the phased retirement of Lee Stewart, a manager of the information systems, effective February 1st, 2026.
I'll second that.
Thank you. We have a motion by Shayna, second by Mari, to approve the phased retirement of Lee Stewart, effective February 1st, 2026. Any discussion?
Just gonna say that's a lot of years serving the district, and his expertise will surely be missed. In his phased retirement, he will be working 2 days a week per the parameters of entering into phased retirement. I'm still not convinced when July 1 hits that we won't still see him around from time to time, but that'll be up to him. He's definitely earned it, and gracious for his service to the district, and grateful for the support from you as a school board for supporting a transition plan that dated back to this fall to get things in place to make sure our information technology systems continue to move forward seamlessly. So that transition plan has been going very well, with the additions of James McAdams and Britton Whitaker to our team. And then at next meeting, we'll have the transitionary contract for Will McAdams on the agenda to become our manager of information systems, which has been part of that transition plan. So that'll be before you at the next meeting to be approved. So that will then take place a few days later on February 1st, if approved by you as board.
Thank you. Any further discussion? I will say I'm very glad to read that it's a phased retirement because, as Andy said, that wealth of knowledge and experience that is in our district with Lee Stewart, and it will be very nice to have that phased retirement where he can help the next people be successful. And especially nowadays with our technology, we can't underestimate or understate how important that is for our schools. All right, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you, motion carries. We have board and committee reports. Policy committee, Shayna?
Back in December, when we did our review, we looked at policy 709, which is a student transportation safety policy, as well as policy 802, which is the disposition of obsolete equipment and material. Both of these were reviewed by the committee with MSBA language updates considered, but due to the scope of the changes that do not alter the content of the two policies, the committee is recommending that the changes without the necessary for full board approval. We also did a 3-year review with many of the other policies with that, with very minor or no changes at all.
Thank you. Any questions for, I guess, me and Shayna or Superintendent Trina on those policies? Okay. That will be all for tonight's board and committee reports. Anything else?
I do have one more thing.
Okay.
Not insignificant to note, but saved it for the end here. Recently received information from the Minnesota School Board Association that Shayna has completed all 4 phases of her training. So I want to congratulate you on that. It's not a small task for those of you that have engaged in any of the phase trainings with the Minnesota School Board Association. It goes over general operations, finance, superintendent, board relations, communication, all things to help our board members be successful, and that engagement doesn't go unnoticed. So with that, Shayna, the Minnesota School Boards Association has a certificate for you acknowledging your leadership development and completion of all 4 phases of their training modules. So thank you for your time and investment in completing that.
Thank you. It was not an easy journey, but very, very well worth it to learn a lot of new information.
Thank you. Congratulations, Shayna. All right, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting. Alex wants to stick around.
No,
Okay.
I'll second it. I'll make a motion, I guess.
Okay,
Needs to
someone else.
second.
Thank you. A motion, a second. All those in favor?
Aye.